Hey guys. Have my matcha. I feel like I always have my matcha with me when I go live for some reason. It's just my afternoon ritual, I guess you could call it. It's almost done, but I'm here. Hope you guys are having a really amazing Wednesday. So today's video is gonna be short and sweet, but I wanted to share a little tip with you guys. Actually, I'm not even sure you can call it a tip. It's more just common sense. But it's something that I've changed when it comes to my spending that has made such a big difference, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Honestly, it was just the tiniest little shift. So it wasn't like a huge lightning bolt from the sky moment or change. It was just a little change that I made that's made such a huge difference. So actually, I've learned when it comes to intentional living that it's not the big changes often that make the biggest impact. It's usually the little ones, the tiny little shifts in our thinking and the tiny little changes that we make that end up making the biggest impact. Guys, if you're watching me live right now, hi. Don't be a silent stalker. Interact with me, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're catching the replay, comment replay. I love interacting with you guys, and I love seeing where all you tune in from. So don't be shy, comment down below. I'm so happy you're here. All right, so you guys know that if there's money available, it's probably gonna get spent, right? Unless we put some thought into where we want that money to go, most likely it's gonna vanish and we're gonna end up wondering where it went, right? So those of you who follow me and who followed me for any length of time, you probably know that I'm a budgeter. We budget in cash. So every pay cycle, we get a certain amount of cash out for things like food and clothes and household and kids items and date night, things like that. And so I have to be super strategic with my money that I get every pay cycle because I get it in cash, and once it's gone, it's gone. I kind of have to wait until the next pay cycle. And it's not like we couldn't break the rules and get more money out, but we really try to live within those rules. And so when I get that cash for that 2-week pay cycle, I have to be careful how I spend that, and I have to, be strategic. But what was happening to me every single week, or I guess 2 weeks, because it's a 2-week pay cycle, is that the money would be gone and I would be sitting there wondering where it went and why we never have enough money for things we actually need. Raise your hand if you're like, oh, totally relate to that right now. So, I obviously was spending it on like in the moment needs that often, if you give yourself a couple minutes to think about, it's not really a need, but that's where my money was going to, like in the moment needs. And I wasn't actually thinking long term, and I wasn't thinking about what was actually a priority to me when it came to spending my money. Until one day, I had a light bulb moment, and I realized that I can buy whatever I want or need as long as I make it a priority. I know, basic, right? So basic. But you guys, I've been married for it's almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in May. And this did not click for me until like a year ago. So for 6 years of our marriage, I was constantly through this cycle of my money being gone and I'm not sure where it went, and feeling like I didn't have enough. You guys get me? Do you feel me? So I feel like it's super obvious, but apparently it's not super obvious. You know, sometimes we get caught up in what we're doing and the cycle that we're in that we don't always realize, you know what, there could be a really simple solution to this. So one thing I started doing is, sorry, I'm losing my notes. Hi guys. Oh, hi Anne. You guys, hi Kay, Stephanie, hey Becky. You guys are amazing. Thanks for joining me. So what I started doing was I started to keep a list of things that I wanted or I needed. And it's not like I didn't do this before, but I don't think I ever did it on paper. I never actually wrote it down. And you guys know how it is. Like if you don't write something down, it doesn't stay in your brain. Other things crowd it out. So every time I thought of something that I wanted or that I needed, I would write it down. And I would write it down on my to-do list. So every single week, and I talked about this on my Facebook page last week, but I love writing lists. So every Sunday, I sit down and I write a list of everything I would like to accomplish in the coming week. And this has been a practice that has been so amazing for me to do. So I write the list here, and then right here, I make a list of all the things that I would like to, that we're needing or we would like to buy. And I mean, you can see here, like I crossed out 5 of those things this week. So I write the list, and then I started to make it a challenge of how many of those things can I buy with the money that I have from this pay cycle. And you guys, I was actually shocked at everything that I was able to buy. And I felt like I was suddenly working with more money than normal, but I wasn't. I was working with the exact same amount of money. The only thing that changed is I stopped winging it and I started being intentional. You see how powerful these little tiny shifts in our thinking are and how big of an impact they can make? And suddenly those little impulse buys that used to trip me up and drain my money, suddenly they didn't have the same appeal as before, because now I knew what I wanted to spend my money on. I knew what was on my list. I knew it was a priority to me. And so I was able to say no to a lot of those like in the moment needs, which are impulse buys. Not only that, but my mental shift changed. And I think this is probably the biggest change that happened is I went from a poverty mindset of I never have enough money to I have enough for everything I need. I had gratitude, and it changed my thought process, which was incredible. I'm sure I sound like a broken record to you guys with this whole intentional living thing, but I'm just so passionate about it. I feel like it's so easy to just fly through life and not stop and think of what am I doing and why am I doing this and why is this so frustrating? What can I do to bring about change to help this area of my life improve? Just those little questions that we ask each other that we ask ourselves that make such a big change. So I know that was a little tip, but it's been profound for me. And honestly, I have fun every single pay cycle. I still get to shop, but now I'm actually buying the things that we need. And I'm actually buying some things that I want too, because it's there. So I hope you guys found value. If you found value, comment below, comment #value. I really appreciate it when you do that. And also, if you found value and you feel like somebody else in your life could benefit, please share the video. That means a lot to me. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'll be back next week. Love you guys.